Hey, beautiful, you're welcome to my channel. In case you do not know, my name is Anastasia Okonkwo, Annie Okonkwo. So, I saw something nice that I really want to talk about today. But before I start, I want to ask you this question. Does anyone on this platform, the YouTubers, is there a criterion for polished English on this platform? Actually, just let me know your comments in the comment section below. Because I saw this from Summer Ako. She made this video of the actual word she used was trying to speak. YouTubers cannot speak this native English, and then she was trying to use fantastic favor. And this is really someone I really love to watch. I watch a lot of her things. And if you watch her uploads from Fantastic Favor, the least you get is like 10 minutes or 15 minutes. So I don't know why someone would sit down for this whole 15 minutes or more and see nothing good in what she talks about, in what she portrays, except the use of language, why she's not speaking correct English or using that accent. So that's why I actually came to talk about this, because if you tend to say you're correcting someone, then there shouldn't be sarcasm in your tone. If you want to correct someone and you're trying to say you are the worst in this YouTube platform, who uses a messy language, like who can't speak, who can't use that word, that English word, who's got this erotic accent, why on earth will you say that to someone? It's no longer correction to me. It's like trying to make a mockery of someone, and that is so not okay. Because if you want to correct someone, first of all, you are mature to do that. It means you understand what you're doing. Now, if you have to mock someone, that is something else. It doesn't display intelligence, if you ask me. Now, you forget something. You are talking to a lady who's based in Italy. In Italy, guys, it's no English speaking country. They speak Italian. That's what they speak, this Italianish language. So it's like telling me, okay, or an average German, you don't speak English. They're going to look at you like, hello, where is she from? It's like that. So like when I came for the first time, I thought I was aware that they are being taught in schools English language, the Germans. And so starting to communicate, when I just newly arrived, I would speak my English language to the younger ones and say, don't you understand? And funny enough, a lot of them don't. They tell you, I'm busy. Like it's so little. But in the actual sense, it's no busy, like they don't. So a few do, a lot do not. So it's like that. In a non-English speaking country, you cannot expect them to be speaking English. If you're coming from England, if you're coming from, mind you, the Englishman, these are the people who colonized Nigeria. So the language, the accent is different from that of an American, because sometimes we even confuse it. The Englishman they speak normal. You understand them. It's not so far like the wanna from the Americans. Okay, so I don't see why you should try to blame someone who's not used to this language. In Nigeria, as for instance, we have a whole lot of standards of education. Okay, and then upbringing has a lot to do with your happenings, with the situations around you. Now, I heard from Fantastic Fever, and she pointed out clear. She stopped at JSS 3. That is Junior Secondary School 3. Now, for me, she is super intelligent. She didn't even go to that senior secondary, like the SS grade of it, the last 3 phases to secondary school. But you can't hear that from her voice. She does her things so well. And someone didn't just insult her. The person went on to talk about the kids, that I do not know what your children are speaking sincerely, it's okay to try and correct someone, but the use of tone is a whole different thing. It's so different on its own. The philosopher Paul Václavic, he actually explained this in detail so well in the concept of communication. We have to know what we say before we say it. We have to know how to say it. That's another thing. She's been in that country, Italy, for a while now. Ordinarily, if you've watched that her video, you see that there was a point she made, which is just the fact. You're not expected to speak English in Italy. You're expected to use your Italian language. If you're coming I was quite sure. If you're coming to the from England to Italy or from Nigeria or wherever with all of your qualifications, with that degree and perhaps master's and probably PhD, and you cannot speak that Italian language, you are an illiterate. What did she say? Yeah, she said, I am saying you are an illiterate. Who is an illiterate? That is an illiterate. So if you are in a different place and you can't use their language, to them you are an illiterate. Because even with all those qualifications, they have to do like here what you call an econom. They have to do some translations to really know where to grade you. And then you still have to do a further study to really get integrated into the system. Now she's been in Italy. She just came and she's a housewife. You wouldn't also blame her. It's an honorable job to be a housewife. It's not easy to be a housewife. I would tell you that they are the most hardworking people on earth. Talking from experience. Although I was never a housewife, but every woman is more of a housewife. When you do your things at home and you have to go to work, you see that most times you get easily worn out. You get tired from the housework because especially when you have kids that are young. This woman, fantastic Favour, Jessica, yeah, she really might not know I've been really following her because most times I have young kids. So I do not have the time to type most times. I watch the videos while probably cooking in the kitchen with the kids or doing my dishes, just while I'm busy often or while on the way. So sometimes I get to say, oh, I'll comment. And just somehow I do not. So I've been following her. She has these young kids, and so it's not easy. And then she was even pregnant when these messages came. And for a pregnant woman, the whole hormones just keep changing. They are just so sensitive to anything. Ordinarily, you could say she should have understood he didn't mean any harm. But she was heavily pregnant and it didn't stop there. That guy kept saying so much for even going ahead to say you're the worst who uses some grammatical blunders on YouTube. Please, that is no correction. That sounds insulting. You don't talk to people like that. Now, let me tell you something. Environment plays a very big role, like I pointed out. If you are still there in Nigeria, okay, in case of you who do not know much about Nigeria, Nigeria is a country with over 2 million people. Over 2 million. Did I say 2 million? 200 million? What is she talking about? Over 200 million residents. Over 200 million people, citizens, are there in this country, Nigeria. Now, let me tell you something. Amongst these people are three popular known languages. The languages are Igbo, Hausa, and Yoruba. Now, outside of these, you have more than 25 more languages. Carry on your research, you get to know. Now, amongst the Igbos, you still have a whole lot of dialects. Like, I am an Umbrian. If an Imo State person is speaking and using that, some kind of dialect, like Lagbo, or some kind of dialect. I can get it. Okay, I will not understand it. So it's like that. In that Nigeria, a lot of us still do not understand a whole lot of languages that are at our disposal because you are growing up in your environment. Of course, your parents will start with their own language. For me, Igbo, that I am, and then the English you get in school. And then if you are in that Yoruba environment, if you grew up in Lagos State, automatically you are also learning Yoruba. Now, if you are amongst the Hausas, because in that, perhaps like your Lagos State, and you're amongst the Hausas, chances are you start to learn Hausa also. So these things are just, it has to do with your environment. I mean, I've seen someone who has, after his degrees, master's degrees, and then he said, okay, I think I should start with business. Guys, he joined the business. Now there's this, business, being amongst businessmen and women, especially this spare parts business, it can transform you in less than 3 months. That when you hear him speak, you will say, did you say this guy is educated? Did you say did you say he saw the 4 walls of school? Did you say he's educated? Yes, that's how the language you're going to be hearing now is na osigini na rapo if mbuka. You're just going to be hearing you're going to be hearing that businessman language in that business concept level. So what am I saying? It has to do with a whole lot of factors. That you're not speaking English doesn't make you not to be okay, or not to be wanted on this platform, or not to be appreciated. No, I love you all however you are. And that's how you are appreciated also by YouTube. I mean, YouTube wants everyone on this platform, no matter your language, no matter your charisma, no matter wherever you're coming from, you are welcome on YouTube. So do not mind anyone following you round about, saying all sorts of things. It's so wrong. It's so wrong. It's so wrong. Don't think of people like that. Now, Summer Aku made a very important and very funny point I want to talk about. She said, guys, do you know that there's this what did she call it? So, Summer Aku made this point. She said going to the public schools in Nigeria is actually a limitation. So to an extent, she has a point there. But I think it has to do more with the parents that one is having. Who is your parent? When you have a parent that is enlightened, in this angle of education, then you are better privileged, because I think the private education that I had was just up to the end of secondary school level. So it really, but being around parents that are teachers usually has this positive impact on the children. So we always had shelves, full of so many different books. And then from my secondary school, I was in public school. I mean, if you are in Lagos State, you will know Ikeja Grammar School. Yes, Ikeja Grammar School. That's where I went to. But then, even before I began the secondary school, I already covered whole lots of books. So, in as much I was there in that Ikeja Grammar School, we usually have these lesson teachers. As a matter of fact, we're having like 2 different lesson teachers for English classes. One was taking us on oral English, phonetics, So the other one was having mathematics and then science subjects. So, and these were really good. Like the lady for the phonetics, she actually came down from England then. And so practically I was beginning to just sink into her world without knowing it. And right from those days, I remember then in secondary school, right from the very junior class, they usually call me Americana. Americana, yeah, that's the word. Even up to this, even up to this stage, that was the word usually call me. But then I hadn't been to America or anywhere. So when someone could make that point that sometimes some even speak that use that accent, even though they've not been abroad, I was just laughing, you know. I was just laughing. A lot of you have asked this question, like trying to know where did you study? Where did you do that? Where did you it didn't just start from studies. Studies were like in later days. Okay, I got but the main thing that really saw it through was the the whole from lesson teachers from home, it was basically from home. So it's being around a teacher, you know how it works. So you're gonna study and study. So I grown with my grandma. Yeah, I don't think it would be like this. Not because she cannot get me the bookshelves or whatever, or if I needed a lesson, but would she know that I should need that, or would I know that I need to ask for this? Things like that. So it's not really about money, but it's about who is with you. Exposure of this person, the enlightenment of this person, the whole thing. So please, guys, if you want to correct someone on this platform, go private. It's best. Go private. If you do not have this DM, to DM the person. And of course, I know you do not have the numbers to YouTubers. That's becoming so personal. So, but find a way to reach the person on Instagram and DM the person. If you really mean, if that message you really have to communicate it or pass it across anyhow, then open an Instagram account. Most of us on YouTube, we use the same name we use on YouTube as our Instagram name. Just type the name and you're gonna get the person. Anyhow, you're gonna get the person. Then send your message across, because sometimes you mean well, but how you communicate it ends up altering the whole intention, and it becomes really insulting. It becomes really insulting. I watched her, and oh, it was so annoying when she was pointing out how the person said, you can't even speak, you're the worst who uses language so like this on this platform. Did you see CCME? And she was trying to tell you that CCME probably okay, that she was a wife CME studying in English. She was trying to explain herself. So I'm just trying to tell you, do not be in a hurry to judge people or know how to use corrective measures. If you really want to correct, then let it be really truly correction. I don't want the video to last so long. I think I've said so much, and I think I've said enough at the same time. Thank you so much for listening. Do not forget to subscribe, like, and share. I love you, and let love reign. Please avoid castigation. Accept people for who they are. Accept people for how they are. Accept it's not about me. I didn't intend telling you anything about me on this, on this particular video, but I was just trying to let you see something. It's not like everybody. There's still some who went to the public schools and it's coming out so well. There's still some who didn't, and it didn't even come out well. There's still some who went to that England, and after 10 years the whole accent is still the same how it is. It doesn't make them bad, neither does it make them good. It's just who they are, and appreciate them for who they are. They don't have to change because of you. They don't have to change because you want them to change. So yeah. I think I'm beginning to say more than I actually anticipated. Thank you so much, and remain blessed. Love you. Bye.